Today, December 30th, 2025, we're bringing you an urgent inside-style update that could be crucial for anyone holding Iraqi dinar. Right now, multiple reports suggest that quiet VIP-level dinar exchanges have begun without any public announcement. These discreet prearranged transactions involve a small group of verified holders or institutional clients and are not open to the general public. If accurate, these exchanges usually indicate that systems are being tested, liquidity channels are being exercised, and compliance mechanisms are being verified before any wider rollout. Before we move on, make sure to share this video and subscribe to the channel to stay connected with real updates about the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese Dong, and other emerging currency developments. When people talk about VIP exchanges, it refers to highly controlled environments where select holders are allowed to exchange a currency or participate in settlement tests before public access begins. These participants often include verified investors, financial institutions, or pre-registered clients. The exchanges are generally limited in number, but critical for assessing whether banks, liquidity providers, and compliance processes are fully functional under real conditions. VIP exchanges can be interpreted in different ways. For some, they represent a strong signal that a revaluation, or RV, might be imminent. For others, they are simply operational tests designed to ensure the system works efficiently. It's essential to approach these reports with caution, separating realistic operational updates from hype or speculation. When a report surfaces claiming VIP exchanges are underway, holders should immediately ask three key questions. Who is reporting it? Is the claim tied to a verified financial institution? And has any official confirmation come from relevant banking authorities? Many online claims are based on second- or third-hand sources or unverified anecdotes, which are not the same as a confirmed release from a central bank or regulated financial entity. The presence of reports may indicate behind-the-scenes testing, but the absence of public confirmation means holders need to prepare for multiple scenarios and avoid assuming immediate, widespread access. In other words, treat the information as a signal to organize and get ready, not as a guarantee that you can exchange dinar tomorrow. Preparation is crucial. Being ready now reduces friction later, while panic increases the likelihood of mistakes or falling for scams. Most holders, whether they purchase dinar through brokers, exchanges, or individual sales, should immediately gather all purchase records, including receipts, invoices, bank transfer confirmations, serial numbers, and seller contact information. If the dinar changed hands multiple times, having a clear chain of custody documentation can be invaluable. The better your records, the more likely you are to avoid delays or eligibility issues when formal exchange channels open. Think of paperwork as a form of speed insurance. It won't trigger a revaluation, but it will make the process smoother. Professional guidance is highly recommended. This is not the time for guesswork or relying solely on social media advice. A financial or tax advisor with experience in international currency exchange and anti-money laundering regulations can be invaluable. Advisors can explain whether proceeds from an exchange are taxable in your home country, how to disclose foreign currency holdings, and what documentation domestic banks will require. They also help identify credible institutions and avoid unverified operators. Even if you can't afford full-time guidance, a one-time consultation with a qualified accountant or lawyer could save time, money, and legal headaches later. Understanding the mechanics of VIP exchanges is critical. These exchanges often act as small-scale tests, confirming that systems, liquidity, and compliance measures function correctly. Scenario A would involve a short VIP test followed by public access within days or weeks. Scenario B could see VIP exchanges continue over a longer period while regulators finalize procedures, delaying public access by weeks or months. Scenario C is also possible, where VIP exchanges occur but political or market factors push public access indefinitely into the future. Because there's no universal answer, preparing for multiple timelines is sensible. Have documentation ready, remain calm, and avoid converting expectations into certainties. Risk management is essential. The biggest risk is being unprepared when access is finally granted. Verification delays due to incomplete documentation can cost you both time and favorable conversion windows. Scammers also exploit rumor cycles, posing as brokers or bank representatives offering VIP access for a fee. Misunderstanding tax or legal obligations when converting large sums is another risk. Mitigation is straightforward. Document everything, avoid unverified intermediaries, and consult professionals before moving significant funds. By acting now, holders can protect themselves against the common pitfalls of rumor-driven speculation. Operational readiness for banks and institutions during VIP exchanges typically involves confirming counterparty identities, testing settlement systems, and simulating liquidity outflows. Banks want to ensure anti-money laundering filters are effective and that large currency movements do not trigger regulatory red flags. If these reports are accurate, the initial exchanges are likely part of small-scale operational testing, carefully monitored and documented. For holders, this means the technical systems are being checked, which is encouraging, but it does not guarantee immediate public access. Liquidity is another critical aspect. For exchanges to proceed smoothly, banks must ensure they can move funds without destabilizing local or international systems. Liquidity checks confirm whether reserves, correspondent banks, and market makers can absorb or supply the needed currency for conversions. Initial VIP exchanges test this at a smaller scale, and banks will want to know if the process can be scaled up for public demand. Even with successful VIP exchanges, access may still be staggered to maintain stability and prevent massive outflows that could strain financial systems. Documentation cannot be overstated. When banks run VIP or public exchanges, they rely on receipts, serial numbers, and proof of legitimate purchase. Organizing your physical notes by series and denomination and capturing high-quality digital images can speed verification. If you purchase through a broker or exchange, compile all bank transfer confirmations and communications. Start reaching out to sellers or prior custodians to recover any missing records. Partial documentation is better than none. Compliance and taxes must also be considered, especially for international holders. Reporting requirements, capital gains, or income tax obligations vary by jurisdiction, so consult a qualified professional to prevent legal complications. The first and most critical action is to organize all your documentation. Start by gathering every purchase record you have: receipts, invoices, bank transfer confirmations, serial numbers, and seller contacts. If your dinar notes passed through multiple hands, try to reconstruct a clear chain of custody. Organize everything systematically by batch, denomination, and series, and create a spreadsheet or inventory document. Digitize each record and store them in a secure location so you can quickly present them when official exchange windows open. Proper documentation is your safeguard against delays, verification issues, or questions about legitimacy. Next, consider professional guidance. Even if you feel confident in your understanding of the process, a consultation with a financial advisor, accountant, or lawyer who specializes in cross-border currency transactions is highly recommended. Advisors can help you navigate international tax obligations, reporting rules, and compliance requirements. If you live outside Iraq, the local regulations in your country could affect how proceeds are treated, whether taxes apply, and how banks will handle converted funds. Even a one-time consultation can save you from costly mistakes later. When seeking guidance, prioritize professionals with verifiable credentials and experience in currency exchange. Avoid anyone offering fast-track VIP services or guarantees of immediate payouts without clear documentation. Understanding the realistic timelines and scenarios for VIP exchanges is equally important. Scenario 1 involves a brief technical test, after which public access follows quickly, often within days or weeks. Scenario 2 includes an extended private VIP phase, where regulators and institutions finalize rules and procedures, which may delay broader access by weeks or months. Scenario 3 occurs when VIP exchanges take place, but political, economic, or regulatory factors push public access further into the future. Since there is no universal timeline, it is essential to be prepared for multiple outcomes simultaneously. Stay organized, keep records current, and avoid making financial commitments based solely on rumors. Fraud prevention is another critical area. During periods of heightened rumor and speculation, scammers exploit holders with offers of priority processing, VIP access, or insider tips in exchange for upfront fees. They often use convincing language, fake credentials, and copied official logos to appear legitimate. Be extremely cautious. Never share sensitive personal information, account details, or passwords with unverified contacts. Double-check contact information against official bank websites or verified channels. If someone pressures you for immediate action, treats your documents as collateral, or demands unusual fees, it is almost certainly a scam. Remember, real banks and regulated institutions operate slowly, carefully, and transparently. They do not cut corners or require upfront payments for VIP processing. Now, let's discuss operational procedures banks follow during VIP exchanges. Financial institutions use these limited transactions to confirm identity verification, test settlement systems, simulate liquidity outflows, and ensure anti-money laundering protocols are working effectively. They aim to identify and resolve any potential system bottlenecks before larger public exchanges occur. These tests often involve low-volume transfers through correspondent banks or clearinghouses to verify the infrastructure and confirm that all compliance checks function correctly. Understanding this helps holders recognize that VIP exchanges are often routine operational testing and not necessarily a direct indicator of immediate public availability. Liquidity management is another essential component. Banks conducting VIP exchanges must confirm they can move funds without destabilizing local or international markets. These checks include testing reserves, ensuring correspondent banks can process conversions, and confirming that market makers can support larger volumes if public exchanges open. VIP exchanges provide valuable insights into whether financial institutions can scale operations to meet anticipated demand. Even if the VIP transactions are successful, public rollouts may be staggered to avoid sudden, disruptive outflows. As a holder, this underscores the importance of patience and preparation, rather than assuming instant access. Documentation practices during VIP or public exchanges are vital. Banks rely heavily on serial numbers, receipts, chain of custody records, and proof of legitimate purchase to minimize fraud risk and speed verification. Organize physical notes carefully by series and denomination, and capture high-resolution digital images. Compile all bank transfer receipts and communications if the dinar was purchased through brokers or exchanges. If records are incomplete, begin contacting sellers or prior custodians immediately. Even partial documentation can be helpful, though the process may take longer without full records. Being proactive ensures your holdings are ready for verification as soon as public exchange windows open. Tax and compliance readiness should not be overlooked. Holders outside Iraq may face reporting obligations, capital gains tax, or income tax requirements depending on local laws. Understanding how your country treats foreign currency transactions is crucial. Consult a tax professional to determine thresholds for reporting and to structure conversions in a compliant and efficient manner. Ensuring proper tax compliance protects you from legal liabilities and reduces potential complications once exchanges occur. Emotional and psychological readiness is also essential. The dinar community has experienced cycles of hope, disappointment, and rumor-driven panic. Maintaining calm and following a methodical plan reduces impulsive decisions. Establish a checklist, stick to it, and avoid high-risk offers or speculative services. Keep family or financial partners informed of your decisions and set boundaries for what actions you will take without verification. Even if VIP exchanges are a precursor to public access, a calm, organized approach will always be more effective than reacting emotionally. As we move forward, it's crucial to understand that preparation for VIP and potential public exchanges is not just about paperwork. It's about creating a comprehensive strategy to manage risk, maximize readiness, and maintain compliance. The first step in that strategy is verifying your holdings. Every dinar note you own must be accounted for and properly documented. Begin by categorizing your notes by denomination and serial number, ensuring that each note can be individually identified. Take high-quality digital photographs of each note and store them securely. This is not only useful for internal tracking, but can also serve as quick reference for verification during exchanges. For notes purchased through brokers or secondary sources, gather all receipts, bank transfer confirmations, and any written correspondence. Reconstruct any chain of custody gaps as much as possible. Even partial records are valuable and show good faith and preparedness when presenting your holdings for verification. Next, prioritize establishing a clear inventory system. Use a spreadsheet or digital document to list each note, its denomination, serial number, purchase date, and source. Include any relevant notes about authenticity certifications or prior exchanges. The goal is to have a single, easily accessible document that summarizes your entire holdings portfolio. This system reduces the likelihood of confusion or delays during exchanges, as institutions prefer dealing with organized, verifiable holdings rather than incomplete or inconsistent records. Your inventory becomes your operational blueprint, allowing you to respond quickly and efficiently once access opens. Consulting professional guidance remains a central pillar of your strategy. Even with well-organized records, international currency transactions involve complex legal and tax implications. Accountants, financial advisors, and legal professionals specializing in cross-border currency handling can provide critical insight into reporting requirements, tax obligations, and compliance steps. These professionals help you navigate nuances, such as how your home country treats foreign currency gains, thresholds for reporting, and how converted funds should be deposited or invested. A short consultation now can prevent significant issues later. Be sure to choose professionals with verifiable experience in international currency transactions, rather than relying on unverified advisors or social media recommendations. Understanding the operational mechanics of VIP exchanges is equally important. Banks conducting these transactions are effectively testing their systems. They check identity verification, test settlement and liquidity channels, simulate outflows, and confirm anti-money laundering protocols. These small-scale exchanges allow institutions to identify potential bottlenecks or compliance issues before public access is granted. VIP exchanges are often limited in scope and do not guarantee immediate public participation, but they do provide a reliable indicator that systems are being actively tested and prepared for larger-scale operations. Recognizing this helps holders interpret VIP activity rationally rather than reacting impulsively to rumors. Liquidity management is another key consideration. Before broader public access, banks must ensure that sufficient reserves exist to support conversions without disrupting local or international markets. These checks include verifying that correspondent banks and market makers can supply necessary funds, that internal systems can handle increased transaction volume, and that settlement networks remain stable. Even when VIP exchanges are successful, public rollouts may still be staggered to prevent sudden, destabilizing outflows. Understanding this allows holders to maintain realistic expectations and avoid misinterpreting early activity as a guaranteed payout. Scam awareness remains a priority throughout the preparation process. During rumor-driven periods, fraudulent actors often attempt to exploit anxious holders with promises of VIP access, fast-track processing, or insider tips for a fee. Always verify credentials independently and never provide personal account information, identification documents, or passwords to unverified sources. Do not respond to unsolicited offers or pressure tactics. Real banks and regulated institutions conduct exchanges deliberately, with documented procedures, and do not require upfront fees for priority processing. Exercising caution protects both your holdings and your personal information. Documentation and compliance extend beyond your physical notes. Holders must consider tax obligations, especially when living outside Iraq. Currency conversions can trigger capital gains or income tax liabilities, depending on local laws. Consulting with a tax professional ensures that you structure transactions in the most compliant and efficient manner possible. Understanding thresholds for reporting, filing obligations, and cross-border requirements reduces the risk of legal complications and ensures smooth processing when exchanges occur. Additionally, professional guidance can help you navigate international banking rules, including correspondent bank requirements and approved exchange channels, which are particularly relevant for holders far from Iraq. Emotional discipline is also a critical part of readiness. The dinar community has experienced cycles of hope, excitement, and disappointment over the years. Rumor-driven speculation often triggers impulsive decisions, which can lead to mistakes or vulnerability to scams. To counteract this, develop a step-by-step plan, stick to a checklist, and maintain communication with trusted financial partners. Avoid acting on unverified claims or high-pressure offers. A methodical, calm approach allows you to respond effectively when VIP or public exchanges occur, preserving both your holdings and peace of mind. Finally, stay informed by monitoring verified official channels. Follow central bank announcements, reputable financial news outlets, and institutional communications. Treat social media chatter as secondary and always confirm information through official sources. Documented guidance from recognized institutions should be your primary source of truth. Combining this vigilance with organized records, professional advice, and disciplined preparation ensures that you are ready to act when the opportunity arises, while minimizing exposure to fraud, misinformation, or regulatory pitfalls. By focusing on verification, inventory management, professional consultation, scam awareness, liquidity understanding, tax compliance, and emotional discipline, holders can navigate VIP exchanges and potential public rollouts with confidence. Each step reduces uncertainty, speeds verification, and ensures readiness regardless of how quickly public access occurs. Following these strategies transforms rumor-driven anxiety into purposeful preparation. As we reach the final stage of this guide, it's essential to focus on consolidating everything you've prepared and understanding the transition from VIP exchanges to possible public access. By now, you should have well-documented holdings, an organized inventory, professional guidance lined up, and a clear understanding of how to verify and secure your transactions. Remember, VIP exchanges are primarily technical tests and do not automatically guarantee immediate public rollout. Treat any reports as signals to remain ready, not as confirmation of payouts. Timing is critical. Institutions often stagger public access to maintain liquidity and prevent market disruptions. Be prepared for phased rollouts, appointments, or regional prioritization. This means even if VIP exchanges are successful, your public access could take days, weeks, or longer. Stay patient and disciplined. Avoid acting on unverified social media claims or third-party offers promising fast-track conversions. Scammers thrive during periods of uncertainty, and your best protection is a methodical, well-documented approach. Verification remains a priority at every step. Ensure you can present receipts, serial numbers, and chain of custody documentation quickly. High-quality digital copies of physical notes and organized records of purchases through brokers or exchanges reduce verification delays. Keep all correspondence, confirmations, and legal consultations accessible so you can respond efficiently once public or broader institutional access opens. Compliance with local tax laws and international regulations is equally important. Consult professionals before initiating conversions to avoid unnecessary liabilities. Finally, maintain emotional discipline. The cycle of rumor, hope, and disappointment has been part of the dinar community for years. A calm, prepared approach ensures that you can act decisively when the opportunity arises, without succumbing to pressure or misinformation. Follow official channels, verify independently, document meticulously, and rely on trusted advisors. Preparation, patience, and awareness are your strongest tools. By following these strategies, you safeguard your holdings, maximize readiness, and reduce risk. Stay informed, stay cautious, and stay organized. Share this video, subscribe, and remain connected for real updates on dinar, dong, and other currency developments.